G'day guys, Aaron here from Shooting Stuff Australia, and once again I am joined with Jason from the Australian Hunting Podcast down in Sydney. Now I know it's only been 24 hours since our last video, but a few things have happened. So how you going, Jason?
Not bad, man. Not much has happened, I guess, since yesterday. Well, sorry, I should say a lot's happened since yesterday, especially for you. What's been happening?
Yeah, I've just literally an hour ago got off a live stream from Mark from Fit and Fire, a US gun channel. Very interesting talk. We talked for about an hour and a half about Australia, America, and everything that's happening. Lovely guy, really approachable, and he's basically an Australian in disguise with an American accent. He is just an awesome dude. So we had a lot to talk about. I'll put the link to his video that I was on in the descriptions. If you can take your time right now, just hit that subscribe button and the notification bell would really be appreciative. And of course, once again, all our social media contacts for Jason and me are down below in the description. Another thing, guys, we do know it's tough times out there and about Patreon. Neither Jason and I are really comfortable at best of times asking for money. But we do understand it's very hard. So never feel pressured, especially in these times. We are in dark times to be giving us money from Patreon. We don't expect that. And the people that do give us money, we 100% really appreciate it, both of us. But never feel that you must do it, and you will not be hearing us bang on about it and like sort of a guilt trip, I guess, because these aren't the times to talk about that at all.
And if you want to just subscribe to the channels, jump on mine, share the videos. I mean, like the videos, thumbs up. I think that's more than enough at this stage. And then, when things hopefully get back to normal, then reconsider.
Definitely. Like last night's video was the biggest rating, fastest growing video I've ever had, even back before I was shut down by YouTube. That was the biggest growing video I ever had. 12,500 subscribers compared to 4,000, and the video last night just went off. So this one is basically a bit more information that's come through today, and of course Victoria being shut down. So as you know, this morning at 7:45, gun shops have gotten the email saying cease all business immediately. Don't even open your doors, sort of thing. Which is a bit of a shame. We were talking about this. We really thought New South Wales would be the one, wouldn't we? But once again, New South Wales is holding the flame for us. Well done. And I'll admit it, well done, Jason.
I don't think it's going to last very long, man. I mean, even today, what are we recording this? Roughly 31st of the 3rd at 4:20 p.m. Sydney time, 3:22 p.m. Queensland time. And I just got a call from my dealer. I was supposed to go hunting in a couple of weeks because New South Wales state forests are still open. You can still hunt them. I can't get to the range to do some load testing for my new 7mm mag, so I've got to go get some factory ammo. So he's at the shop, he's buying it, he's on his way home. He goes, mate, if it shuts down, because he's still a dealer as well, so he goes, if it shuts down tomorrow and you don't pick it up, I still can't sell it to you, even though he's got it from the shop and it's ready to come to me. So I've just got to take a 50-minute drive this afternoon to pick up 20 rounds of ammunition, and then knowing my luck by the end of next week when I'm supposed to go hunting on the long weekend, that'll probably be cancelled too, so it'll all be in jest for no reason whatsoever. These are bad times, man. I've never seen governments in WA, Queensland, Victoria, probably coming up next couple of days, New South Wales, then Tasmania, then South Australia will come on board. They've all had this national meeting, and they've all agreed to do it, so I don't know why New South Wales and other states are sort of dragging the chain, which is good for shooters, don't get me wrong. They should all be open. And like I said, 85+% of feral animals in this country are removed by category A and B, just your standard target shooters and hunters. So I know they've got to open them up for primary producers, but, I agree with that, but I think it should be open for everybody because that's not going to keep the gun shops going. If a primary producer buying 20 rounds every 6 months or a couple of hundred rounds every 2 months, it's just not going to see them pass. Their majority of their income is their category A and B target shooters and hunters.
Exactly. That's not going to pay the bills at all. So I've been talking to, Gary from Browns Plains Firearms is one of the shop I've been talking to. And you've actually been talking to another shop in Queensland, basically verifying the same sort of thing we're having. what we're talking about. So it's happening all round. Gun shops here are very, I don't know what say, they're uncertain about their future. They really are. You know,
They could go out of business. People are living,
exactly.
week to week. They can't afford. And me and you were talking about this as well. Let's say you've got a leased premises that you're running your gun shop from. Now, if the person that owns it has paid it off, then it may not be an issue. But then they've got no income coming in for a period of 3 to 6 months. So maybe that's the income they need for their mortgage. So the flow-on effects, not just from the gun shop, but down the chain also, are not good whatsoever. So I don't know what we're going to do. We saw Victoria just come on board again this morning. What about 7:45 when we spoke?
Basically when they're opening the doors.
And I'll actually have a look at it here, Aaron, because it's very interesting. I'm just going to try and bring it up on my page if I can. Give me 2 seconds.
One of the first times in my life, I actually wrote in 3 pages of notes on that speech.
Yeah, I know, guys, this is crazy. You've actually got Aaron now loving this so much that he's
not loving it.
He's loving this videos that we're making.
Yeah.
So he loves it so much that he really wants to give you the best content possible, and so do I. That we're writing pages of notes for this stuff. We're not just talking off the top of our head. We're giving you from the gun shops, from the people, from the information that we're reading. People are calling me left, right, and centre this afternoon. I mean, I'm working from home too, and people are trying to call me, and it's just crazy at the moment. But I'm just here, Aaron. Hang on 1 second. I'm scrolling down. So the Police Minister, Lisa Neville from Victoria, she was in the media today. There was a little bit of a video conference of her. And what she said was...
You'll find that on... Sorry, Jason. You'll find that on my Facebook page as well, the whole video.
Yeah. And she said here, I'm just reading part of it. She talks about the coronavirus and how many new cases have presented themselves in Victoria. And then she goes, Miss Neville said the number of attempts to access certain categories of firearms and ammunition has doubled in the past week from about 1,000 to 2,200. I mean, what's that got to do, if anything? So
Oh, sorry. She also said that's concerned about it. What is there to be concerned about? Well, we're not bad people. We're not criminals. We're not violent people. What are they concerned about? What? I don't understand.
Said in the video that they were concerned about, ammunition and guns getting into the hands of criminals. But why would they get into the hands of criminals? They can't buy guns and ammunition from gun shops. We know that. And what they can get, they don't need to go to a gun shop for. They go to their local person that sells them ammunition and legal firearms, and that's where they buy them.
They go down to the local pub in Melbourne and just buy it from a crime lord. It's not hard. It's not brain surgery. She went on to a lot of stuff. Basically, another thing here she said that there's a lot of pressure at home and people stuck together, families stuck together, and they're concerned about basically gun owners going to kill their families. That's basically the blunt of it. They're concerned that people are at home, they're concerned about family violence and guns in the home because they brought their 2-person rule into Victoria. So basically, she's saying you, me, and all of our law-abiding viewers are basically ticking time bombs, and we could potentially kill all our families. And to me, that's disgusting. Purely disgusting that she would even admit that or say that.
And when she was talking there about, there's been an increase in the amount of people accessing firearms and ammunition, she sort of then quickly mentions criminals straight after that. But again, I don't understand why would criminals be getting access to those weapons or ammunition when the average only general purpose person that has a license, category A and B or C, D, H, whatever it might have been, has access to those firearms and ammunition. So again, man, it's very bad times. I'm actually surprised this happened. I'm not glad it happened. What I am happy about is that people finally seeing what this government is about and what the police are about, trying to shut people down. So now they can start waking the fuck up and start doing something and start writing their politicians and start realizing what's going on. Like, if this hasn't woken you up, man, I don't know what's going to wake people up. The average FUD, what's going to wake them up? Like, what's next? And even after 2 closures of WA and Victoria, when we said New South Wales will be next or one of the states will be next, people are like, oh, what's your source? Where are you? What are you talking about? Like, you already had 2 states that have already done it. And you're really saying it's not true that it's going to happen in other states? I mean, you'd have to be kidding. If I had to put odds on and take a lottery ticket, I'd say by the end of the week, most states' gun shops will be shut.
Yep, exactly. And to that comment that you said, where's your source from that guy? Well, my source, I don't put stuff up that's not true. I don't blatantly just blurt crap out for clickbait. I was actually on the phone to a gun shop owner at 7:46, basically. Once he got the email, he got hold of me. That was my source. I didn't release the source because he asked me not to say who he was. Because a lot of the gun shops they want this information out, but they don't want to know they don't want people to know where it came from, because they don't want to be unfairly targeted by the authorities. Oh, you're leaking stuff or crap like that. So that's why I don't say where I got this bit of information from, because they asked me not to say that because they are scared that they're going to be targeted or just told to stop it, basically.
Yeah.
But that whole speech with the Victorian thing was a total clusterfuck, and actually quite offensive to everybody who owns a gun and law-abiding citizens, and quite disgusting, to be quite honest with you. Like she said about the ammo, they don't want any additional ammo or firearms in the community in the hands of legal firearm owners, because it is helping. It is out there for the criminals to come and take from you. Well, okay, I'm sorry, you're shutting gun shops down. You're leaving entire arsenals all over the country unattended. A shop full of guns and a shop full of ammo, unattended. Where do you think they're going to go to do? Where do you think criminals are going to go and do their shopping?
It was funny how there was no, even though she mentioned firearms and ammunition getting into the hands of criminals, that's what she was talking about. I mean, no mention of how they're going to tackle criminals that already have access to illegal firearms and illegal ammunition they've acquired. So to follow up saying gun owners like me and you, good law-abiding citizens that don't do anything wrong, we got to stop people from buying guns, and then in the next breath start talking about that ammunition and those guns getting into the hands of criminals. How's that going to happen? We don't give firearms to criminals. We don't do that. It's ridiculous. So why not just say, listen, we don't want legal people to get guns. We're going to do whatever we can to get legal guns off the street, but they don't know where they are. So it's easy just to take the easy route, which is smash people like me and you, because, of course, a soft and easy target. The good people that do the right thing are always a soft and easy target. Yet criminals, mate, just get a free ride at all times.
Exactly. What have we always said? Registration leads to confiscation. We don't do bad things because we know you can where all our guns are at all times, so it can be confiscated. So that's why we don't do anything bad, even though I can guarantee almost 99.99% of law-abiding citizens would never even enter their head. And we talked about this, sorry to get off topic a little bit, about this in the Fit and Fire podcast today over in the US, that me, you, and most law-abiding citizens in Australia despise violence. We don't want to see violence. We don't want to see people get hurt. So why would we partake in any of that? I never want to see someone hurt, ever. So why do they think that we could do this? Like when she said about you're at home with your family and family violence could happen and you have a gun. She's basically saying that we can we'll shoot our family members, which is absolutely ludicrous and quite offensive and disgusting. But she also said here, we don't want people out doing these activities. And she's talking about recreational shooting and plinking and hunting. We don't want people out doing these activities anyway. And she added, anyway. So it's like, we don't want you anytime. We really don't want you just enjoying your life and your freedom right now doing these activities.
Yeah. But if you're going to let primary producers and farmers and pest controllers access to think, then what's the point of the whole process? If you're going to lock it down, why not lock down the whole lot? It doesn't make any sense. And like I said, that's not going to sustain business. I mean, this might be an unpopular opinion. I just don't see why one section of the firearms community gets a free ride, yet the most people that have access to these types of firearms category A and B are getting shafted at the moment, saying, well, people are out there saying, well, I've got a need and you don't. I think this whole need, they've actually bought into the whole National Firearms Agreement and this genuine need crap. Well, I'm this person, I'm a pest controller, so I need this. Well, what is if I had a patch block that I'm going to this afternoon to help out the farmer? Do I then need it? No, I can't get access to it. So that farmer or that person that may have stock running but doesn't have a primary producer on their license now has to suffer because they can't get access to the firearms and ammunition they need for people like me to come out. So yeah, it's okay to open it up to primary producers and pest controllers and farmers, but again, that makes up less than 5% of the shooting community. So it's not having staff there to serve those people to buy minuscule amounts of ammunition. It's not going to help the gun shop. So I say open them all up, to anyone with a firearms license. It's ridiculous. And what's the USA just done? Trump just put out, then the administration of Homeland Security. Gun shops are an essential service. They must remain open. But Australia, only for certain types of people from the shooting community can get access to it. I mean, ridiculous.
Exactly. Well, here's a scenario for you, exactly what you're saying. Where I filmed the videos, I actually helped the farmer out. He doesn't have a gun license. And I go up there, and it's only a matter of a few weeks ago, I had to go put down some sick cattle. I had to go up there on a Sunday afternoon and shoot some sick cattle for him because they couldn't come back to life, basically. So he doesn't have a gun license because he's a businessman, he's really busy with his life, and he doesn't have time to do stuff, and his life involves different things. He doesn't want to buy a gun for plinking. But he phoned me the other night and said, I think I need a gun to control these pests because I don't think it's right phoning you every day, every couple of weeks to help me out if you're busy. And you can't do it. I'm going to have to do it. But right now, if you can't do it, the poor animal has to suffer. So basically, I can't go there because I've got no ammunition to help a farmer out because he doesn't have a gun license.
Well, here we go, Aaron. Someone actually... Let me just click on the link while we're talking here. This is interesting. Let me see if it's a thing. So, coronavirus, Australia here. This is 7 News. A friend just sent it to me literally while we're talking. Tuesday, 31st of March, 10:38. Coronavirus, Australia, stockpiling recreational firearms banned after demand doubles nationally. Victoria has announced new enforcement rules. Police Minister Lisa Neville said the state had been a doubling of attempts to access Category A and B firearms and also ammunition in the past week. We are concerned about those figures. Why are you concerned? Also, we are concerned about this in an incredibly stressful time for people. As we know, there are pressures around family violence and around work and people spending a lot of time together. What's that got to do with firearms owners at all? It's so stupid. The insinuation there is terrible. The ban is effective. The ban, which is effective immediately for the unforeseeable future, applies to sport and recreational users of firearms, not primary producers again or security guards. Of course, just again, the average law-abiding shooter getting smashed. She said the decision is about keeping the community safe. Same situation again. Let me see if I can go down. There was no need for this attempted stockpiling, so we're nipping in the bud right now, he said. Who's that from? That's from Deputy Commissioner Shane Patton. Looks like Victorian Police. Staten said about 2,200 permits had been applied for in the past week compared to the average weekly of fewer than 1,000. So what, it's doubled. What's the big deal? It's not that these people aren't going to do anything with those firearms. So what's the problem? Again, if a government doesn't trust you with firearms, then we're sad times ahead indeed.
Just total disdain for the community, basically. Isn't it?
Let's not forget, guys, they don't care. They've only getting all they care about is the LNP cares about their National Party constituency. All they care about is farmers, and so they don't care about farmers. They're just pretending to care about farmers. And if they don't give an exemption to farmers, then farmers will get the shits and walk away from the National Party. So they have to look after again or pretend to look after their constituents because they don't. They can't be seen not to be looking after people from the bush.
Yep. So again. Just a couple more things we'll talk about, guys, before we wrap all this up. Queensland. So I've been talking to Brown Plains Firearms, and you were talking to Tanya from Pagan Firearms up in Townsville. Both fantastic shops, very approachable, helpful people. So from what they can make, everything's a grey area. They got a whole new list of exemptions, but it's like all muddled up, and it's sort of like, can I do this, or can I do it like this, or are they going to nab me if I do this? It's sort of, the whole lot's not really clean cut, not like black and white. So basically, if you sell firearms and fishing gear, as long as you're not selling firearms, you can sell your fishing gear. So does that mean if you have a gun shop only, say, I'm going to say example like Brown Plains Firearms, can the owner sell accessories but not firearms? Because they did point out about fishing gear. Can he sell scopes and earmuffs, which is a safety thing? I use earmuffs in construction all the time. Well, I don't have to go to Bunnings and buy them. Why can't I go to a third party sort of a shop and buy them? So that's a real grey area. If you've got a gun shop, can you just not sell? You can look, but you can't touch the firearms. but we can sell accessories that you don't need a license for. That's a very grey area right now today that's come out. Also, well, basically that's it. Sorry, yeah, that's what that the big concern that they had today was what can they sell and what can't sell? What can they show people? Can they show firearm owners guns but not let them buy them, for a future date? It just, everything's a bit up in the air right now.
Who's willing to risk it though with massive fines of what was it, $52,000? Who's going to risk it selling a livelihood item for a $52,000 ban or fine, I should say?
Exactly. So in Queensland, they're basically saying farmers, primary producers say, and security people can come in and buy stuff. So that's pretty much, I've loosened those rules up today, but everything else is just a huge grey area. And I really feel for these, because I'm a small business owner, I really feel for them as well, because I got so much money tied up and the government just don't give a shit, dude. They don't care. They don't care if your family and kids are out on the street tomorrow. They're not interested.
Yeah.
It's just that simple.
To show one thing too, I mean, just goes to show how we've seen over the last couple of days from the organisations and the pro-gun parties, whilst, they try their best, what it has shown is they've got absolutely no power, none whatsoever to do anything. All the government is going to listen to is going to court. And of course, nobody wants to pay for it. The organisations that have the money don't want to pay for that sort of thing. They'd rather spend money on other shit that no one cares about instead of fighting gun bans and fighting this sort of stuff. Government's not going to care unless you take them to court. So why hasn't it happened yet? Why hasn't it happened? Me and you are just two guys on the internet. We have full-time jobs. We don't have the money. We're just talking about stuff.
I had a full-time job. Now I'm sitting at home.
Okay, so but most of us watching are just full-time, your average Joe shooters. We're exactly the same as the people that are watching this show. We're not elected to Parliament on 180K, 190K a year with benefits to advocate for firearms owners that are doing, honestly, at the moment, sweet FA. Absolutely. Yeah. They're putting posts on the internet. Me and Aaron do that. So, and I don't get paid 180K a year. Yeah. I've just been sitting at home.
To do that.
We just finished work. I've got to be working from home. But we do that. So, but I'm not getting paid 180K a year to do that. What are they doing? And it seems to be going their pages, nothing. Yeah. Or we're talking behind closed doors, or, we've put in inquiries. Inquiries aren't going to cut it. Immediate legal action will cut it. But anyway, they don't want to do that. Just goes to show again, me and Aaron vote for pro-gun parties as well, but I'm under no illusion that voting someone pro-gun in, we just don't have the numbers, mate, and we're never going to have the numbers enough to change anything. So where do we go from here? Finding the rich bigwig out there in the shooting community that's got a lot of money that can just basically back a lot of this court action that we want to do. So there's anyone out there that has, making big dollars out there that may not want to be in the limelight, that wants to start a fund to fight these type of things and spend, $500 to $1 billion a year fighting it, mate, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear from you. If there's anyone out there you want to hide behind closed doors and organise it through an agency or an organisation to get this happening, we'd love to hear from you.
Don't say organisation, because they're all about money.
Yeah. And why would some of these organisations fight? I mean, this is a cash cow. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. I mean, John Howard didn't think back in the day that by starting the National Firearms Agreement and having to become a genuine reason, having to join a club, that it would create such a huge, I guess, they would say gun lobby. Well, it's not really, because they don't really do anything. But
it's greed.
Yeah, having this organisation, there's a lot of money there to start splashing around and fighting these things, but just doesn't seem to be happening. And people say it's not, an organisation just yesterday said, well, it's not a conspiracy. And okay, well, it's not a conspiracy, but it sure as bloody hell is targeted. That's for sure. Yeah. Just seen it more so in the article here. Recreational firearms banned after demand doubles nationally. So that's not about the coronavirus. They don't care at all. What's that got to do with the coronavirus? Nothing.
And when they say recreational shooting and competition shooting, we don't want to see people doing that. Yeah. We do not want to see people doing that. Now, that speaks volumes to me. Yeah. The whole thing's an absolute joke.
What me and Aaron always say, follow the law as it's set out as we speak until at such time we're able to change that. But I mean, if the political parties and the organisations aren't doing anything and can't get any results, I mean, what hope do me and Harron have other than trying to mobilise the troops that watch these videos?
Exactly. And on a side note, Jason and I both get knocked down continuously by these fake gun pro parties and that, saying, what are you guys doing? Well, this is what we're doing. We're trying to bring you facts and evidence and shows to you. This is 2 nights in a row. I've been on the computer, on the phone all day for nothing, where I've got no work on, so I'm not getting paid for anything, neither are you. But then people go around and say that. It doesn't hurt our feelings. We don't really care. But this is what we're doing. We're trying to bring you this stuff as good as we possibly can.
I mean, I mean, with me, not you so much, but you were up until last week. I mean, I just got off work and we're recording this video. I mean, I'd rather be doing 15 umpteen other things than making a video like this to give out to people. But, we think the information needs to go out there. And like I said, we don't get paid. We just post on the internet. The other organisations are doing the same thing. They're posting on Facebook and Twitter. Me and Aaron can do that for free. That's not what you're there for, to post on the internet. Sure, that helps, but what's happening otherwise? Bang, court action straight away.
Yeah.
What's happening? What lawyers have you spoken to? What's happening? Is there any injunctions? What can you do? We don't know. We're not lawyers. That's why we're saying advocate for your members.
They got to be transparent. It's okay saying, we're getting lawyers onto it. Show us evidence. Show us this. Talk is cheap. I'm sorry. We could say all that crap, but we don't because we're not doing it. But show some evidence of this. So just saying to your members, we're looking into it, or we got a lawyer involved. Well, what are they doing? Where are they doing it? Show us some paperwork. What's happening? How can we believe you? It's not hard. It really isn't hard to do it at all. But well, that's pretty much about it. Once again, we tried a 15-minute video and that didn't quite work out. And
I keep saying, let's do a 15-minute video, see if people react to it better than a half an hour. But I mean, if you like it, share it, give as many thumbs up as you possibly can. I mean, the comments just coming through are just amazing from people loving this. They're really loving it. So, I mean, you've only got to go through the comments, jump back on a few of the videos on Aaron's page on the YouTube channel. Hundreds of comments, sometimes 150, 60, 80, 50, 200. I mean, 99.99% of them are just awesome and people loving it and appreciate, us putting in our time to sort of bring this content. Will it change anything? Probably not, but at least it keeps you guys up to speed. And if you can write to your members, call them up on the phone, tell them, no, not good enough. Not good enough. We're not happy. Not good enough.
Exactly. And talking about the comments, here's something for you guys to interact. Get down in the comments and tell us when do you think New South Wales will fall? When? So far, I'm pretty impressed with New South Wales. They're burning the candle for the country. Okay, I know South Australia and Northern Territory haven't done this, but they do have a lot more lax laws, and they haven't got a stick jammed up their ass so much as other states. But when do you think New South Wales is going to fall? When is their flame going to be snuffed out?
Yeah.
So get down in the comments and tell us when.
4:45, so because I got to go soon. Actually, I've got to get in there to my dealer at his house. I've got to drive 50 minutes to get this ammunition before the bastard shut shop on me in the next couple of hours. Luckily, I've got a gun dealer that does gun dealing from home, licensed law-abiding gun dealer, so I can go there pretty much any time. I'm not restricted to business hours, but no, my luck, something will come out in the next afternoon and he won't be able to sell it to me until I get there to pick it up. So I've got to head out in the next 15 minutes, drive almost an hour to go pick up 20 bloody rounds of ammunition because I can't do my load testing at the range for the 7 mag. So
exactly. So we'll wrap this up right now. Once again, thank you so much for Jason. But I've got a real bad feeling maybe tomorrow we're going to be doing another one of these about another state, and we think we know what state that's going to be.
I was going to say, I thought you should start paying me for this, but you got no job.
Yeah, and I don't make anything on Patreon, and I don't want to ask for Patreon money because this is not the time, as we both said. No one should be asking people for Patreon right now. Just viewership and liking the video is more than enough.
Share the video, do what you can, share it, subscribe to the channel, leave us notes in the comments. Like Aaron said, what do you think about this type of content? If you're enjoying it, what do you like about it? What do you want to hear us talk about? And then number 2, hey, when's New South Wales? Wednesday, Thursday, April 1st, April 2nd. No, our luck, Aaron, it'll be tomorrow, April Fool's Day.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think by
It'll be no April Fools.
early-
It'll be no April Fools, man. It'll
no,
be true.
no, April Fools has been cancelled. But I think maybe okay, I'm going to say it tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon by close of business. That's what I'm reckon. So guys, get in the comments and tell us when do you think New South Wales is going to fall. And another thing, please take care of your family, your friends. As I always say, it's not hard to make a phone call and check up on people. And that a phone call goes a long way. Remember, the elderly are at danger of this. So please, we got elderly parents, you got elderly neighbours, just give them a phone call. Make sure they're okay, guys. We all have to stick together as a nation and look after each other. So please be safe and follow the law, follow the rules, and we will probably be talking to you very soon again about another topic.
Yeah, every
And
time we
yes,
go to talk about something cool or exciting, maybe some long range shooting, scope techniques, equipment, bang, we get hit again. Bang, we get hit again. Bang, again. We just can't even get to the good Otherwise, we just be sitting here all day just making these constant videos. I mean, it's one thing after another.
exactly. So I am planning on getting that reloading video out and planning on getting a new previously unreleased gun review out that I filmed a while ago that hasn't ever been released, even on before the channel got taken down. So they are coming, but both Jason and me have talked about this. We do think when these topics come up, it's best to get them out to you to try and give you some insight. And you like these, so why not? And
I keep saying, man, we're getting way more viewers on these types of videos and the gun reviews, man. People are just loving the content. They want to hear what's going on. People tell me even on, my podcast, too much politics, which I haven't done a lot of recently, probably the last 6 months. I've hardly even touched the political area. The numbers on my back end prove that sometimes I'll put something out that people, I think, they'll love that. It doesn't do anywhere near as well as when I do the political shows talking about what's happening in the industry, the news. And I see that on the internet, not just with Aaron's YouTube channel, but other people's YouTube channel. When they talk about news, current affairs, what's happening with the laws, bang, 50, 60, 100,000 views on some of these bigger channels. They do a gun review and they might have 500,000 subscribers and they get 10,000 views. They don't want to know that. They want to know what's happening in the industry.
But I'll never stop bringing out the gun reviews at all because I enjoy making them, and you guys do watching them. This up because Jason does have to go to get his ammunition, and we can't deprive him of that. So we will probably be talking to maybe tomorrow if something else happens.
I've got to start doing shows for my own platform.
Yes, he's filming. Guys, Jason is recording the straight shooting this weekend, which will be awesome. Been 6 months or so before you've made one of those. So new podcast coming from Jason. Links to Jason's podcast is down below. So please check it out. So guys, anything else you want to say, Jace?
No, that's it, man. Just stay safe and, just write to your politicians, call their offices. Don't be scared. Get your balls out and, make it happen. Call them up. Say, nah, not happy. What's going on? We need to access this stuff. It's ridiculous what's happening. Just at least put your foot forward. It's not going to hurt. Yeah, I don't like doing it either. I've called radio stations. I don't like doing it. But man up and get it done. Get it done.
Exactly. So when something else comes in, whenever it may be, today or tomorrow or the next day, we'll keep you informed. And thanks for watching, guys. And stay tuned for the next one. Catch you later.